Thursday, February 19th, 2026 at 6:05. In attendance tonight, we have Jen White. For board members, Jen White, Bev Washington, Adrian Johnson, and Mitch Schindblot. And online, we have Sean Corcoran, we have Jay Whitlaw, we have Mike Whitney, and Andrea Ackerman. And we have Ian Thomas, who stepped out the room for a minute. He should be back shortly. And the staff, we have the assistant superintendent, the director of finance, the director of facilities, and online we have director of human resources, and we have the director of technology online.
You got your superintendent.
And we have Denise Doolittle, special ed, and the superintendent. Okay, so that includes everybody, I hope. All right, so this is a continuation of the budget workshop. Let's focus in, see what we can do tonight. Maybe we can get a vote going tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know what other people are hoping for. And do what's best for the students and the taxpayers. So I'm going to turn it over to the superintendent or Rita, who wants to go over the tracker. Is that what we're going to do first, Rita?
You want to do that first?
Yeah.
Does everybody online have it too?
I had sent it to everyone online, but I think that, Clint, were you going to put the tracker up for us?
I'm sharing the tracker now.
Okay.
Okay. And which one will it be, this one or this one?
The tracker is this. This was Lori's pluses and minuses, which has amounted to about 1.15.
Okay. All right.
All right, so
Can we make it a little bit bigger, Clint? There. Yeah, that's better. Although we have it in front of us too, but for the people out there to read.
So you could do the tracker almost like you did yesterday, just the reductions or the add-ons, and not where not where you reclassified.
we went through to the 6.6, right? I'm not going to go through that again,
Yeah,
right?
we went through the 6.6. You don't have to go through that.
What page are we starting on?
So I would say 3 of 7.
I would say start with page 3.
Yeah, number 35.
Yep, that sounds good.
So that was that's a reduction in the ELA supplies. It's going to go out of the one of the DODEA grants next year of $40,000. The next one's Project Lead the Way, going to be funded through grant number 36 of $3,225. I'll skip the next one. It's just a function change.
Excuse me. For line 36, is that supposed to have parentheses around it? Is that a negative? Wait.
Not until the next page.
I'm sorry, I see it. It's on the revised. I'm looking at the wrong column.
Okay, so we're going to skip, those are function changes all the way down.
Yeah, these are
All the way down to number 43, I believe. And that was the rentals of the laptops to be moved to DODEA impact aid of $145,000. The next one is a reduction of $300 to move it to the right classification.
Can I stop you for a minute?
Yeah.
Sean has his hand up.
Oh.
Sean?
We were not provided the tracker. I mean, I could see it on the screen, but we were not provided the tracker. The only thing we were provided today was a copy of FY27 staff reduction.
So, Sean, I was out of district, but I sent it to you tonight about 5:30 on your email.
It did not come through, the email. I'm sitting here. I have an email at 5:40 that came from you about the staff reduction. There's no email
Oh, did we
to
send it?
me with the
Maybe I
tracker.
didn't send the tracker.
Do you want me to reply and attach it?
Huh?
Do you want me to send it? off of this one?
They're gonna need
Thank
it.
I apologize. I was sending Lori's out. Rita has the other.
Thank you. It's just really hard to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sending it now.
Before the meeting, it's tough enough, and to not have it at all is really hard to just watch it on the Zoom screen. Sorry,
I know.
I couldn't be there 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's fine. Rita, I know, was working on it tonight through her dinner, so.
I just sent it. Did you get it, Sean?
I just got it.
It's on the same, it's on the same thread as the,
Yeah, we just got it. Thank you.
Jay, did you get it? Jay? Mike, did you get the
Yes, I
tracker?
just received it.
Okay.
Yep.
What about you, Mike?
Up on my phone, yep.
Thank you, Jay.
I got it.
Mike, did you get it?
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay, thank you. Dr. A, did you get the tracker?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we are on page 4, number 43. Okay, we're on page 4, number 43. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, that's the reduction of $145,000 for the laptop rentals to be put into DODIA. The next one's a $300 increase, just putting it into benefits where it belongs.
Yeah, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because this is where we finished with the last tracker, I just wanted to be, have there been any changes from yesterday's tracker in any of the lines from 1 to 44?
No.
All right, so this is exactly the same as yesterday up to what we're going over now? All right, thank you.
But we do have Clint on to speak to you about the reductions that he's taken in IT and
Okay,
kind of.
we're not there yet.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
finish with the tracker.
So what I did was, yes, everything's the same on the top. Numbers have not changed from any previous trackers, except for what I put where the next one on number 45 was a $55,000 reduction BOE request. I didn't put it in there. If you guys approve to put it back there, I can put it back there. So some of them will have zeros, and in the notes is where the request was, if that makes sense. I wanted to keep it in the same lines they were in last night, so that's what I did.
Okay.
So that's what you'll see on line 45, 46. It's a 50% reduction BOE request. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put the amount. That should have been, I was trying to put the amount that was the 50%.
this is for the pupil tests?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I got it all on. Sorry, this took me a while today. I think that was a $20,000 reduction. 20,000. Okay, wait a second. I will find those two numbers. On the rest of them, it looks like I put the request 10,000.
This was 607 on page 79. Is that correct?
I'm talking about, number 47,
Yep.
46 and
So
47.
the budget request in the budget book was 67,800.
Let me just find what the request was to reduce it by 50%, so I think the reduction was going to be $20,000, and I have it right here, if you just give me a second.
Rita, I have those numbers if it would help.
Can you give us the numbers, Lori?
I have it.
So, oh, you got it? Okay.
I just had to pull up the right.
Jay?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, this was the proposal that there was no consensus to go forward with, right? So,
Correct. But I don't think,
so there really didn't need
that
we decided against the reduction, so I don't think we even need to record it, do we?
Right, we did.
yeah, you decided
Yes,
against.
we
That is
vote was
correct.
against it.
It wasn't a vote. It was consensus.
So go ahead, Rita.
So, let me- here it is. Actually, I don't have it. Lori, do you have it? I have so many.
Lori, can you give us the numbers?
Yeah, I can. Last night it was 2120 AP test and 607. The reduction discussed was 24,095. And then in 1117 IV test 607, a reduction of 10,000 for a total of 34,095.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I'm not sure if there was a consensus on the next one, the food assistance program, because I'm not sure if,
I don't think we got to a consensus, but can I speak?
Let her keep going.
so that's the,
Let's really think about it.
yeah, because I just put it in because I wasn't sure if there was consensus. The next line, number 50, this is $1,500 for stipends to add additional sports, the enrichment side of it. I think you want to call them, I don't think we can call them intramurals, but we call them the additional sports under enrichment.
Okay.
Does that make sense? For 3.
That's in case we wanted to have that, if we had that high participation rate in the soccer.
Okay, we didn't vote on that, though.
Right, you didn't vote on that.
So I'm going to question.
It's $1,500. So the next one is the military science teacher. That was $85,000 addition, but it was, consensus was no. Same with the secretary at Fitch High School, the sped teacher at Groton Middle, and the safety officers at Groton Middle. So that brings us down to the building sub at Mystic River, number 54. It's 30,000 addition. Mystic River ELA tutor is 30,150. Thames River building sub 30,000 addition. Thames River tutor 30,150. CK tutor, well, 39,150. And CK SEL tutor, another 30,150.
There you go.
The next,
I thought for CK, we decided that we give them one, and then
Yeah.
then Chris would decide whether she want a math or SEM. I think that's how the
That was the
consensus
discussion,
went.
yeah.
Okay?
yep. So I can remove one of those.
Yeah.
What am I removing this?
Which one?
The SEL. I'll just,
So 59 is zeroed out.
that's line 59, yes.
So that 39,150 can come off the total.
Yep, let me find my tracker.
Next is line 60.
So line 60 is contingency, 235,000 for negotiations. Line 61 is the social worker at NEA, halftime ad of $40,000. Next 63 is Charles Barnum, social worker, Charles Barnum, a tutor, I'm sorry, 39,150. And then the social worker at Charles Barnum, for 40,000. Those are half-time.
So that they'll each have the whole.
And then line 64, if we add all of those positions above, that's the fringe benefits on those positions. So if I remove it, that amount will go down.
Okay.
Okay?
If we remove what?
If I remove any of the numbers, that if you vote no for any of those, like I think I have to remove one for CK, right? Because I put 2
The
tutors.
SEL tutor is out, so this number, this 83,938 number.
It actually went down to 74,150 once I removed the SEL tutor.
74, what did you say?
74,150. The next one I spoke, me and Mary spoke today, and I spoke with the town regarding the reserve for the health insurance, and the town council, she let me know that the town council voted that it should be about 15%. So when we look at the $4 million that's currently in there, 15% is $2.1 million. But we also need to leave in there the 1.3 that we cut this year that's not going to get funded. So that brings the reserve to 3.4, so that's why there's a reduction of 600,000. That's our estimation and recommendation. Yeah.
Is that the minimum like the minimum? Are we at minimum?
That's what we feel we should leave the reserve at.
That's a safety.
That's a safety net, yeah.
You know, you guys know I don't like going exactly that. That's why I was asking if we're at minimum.
So the next one is line.
Can I ask a question on that one?
Sure.
So I listened to you, and thank you for the detail, but, so who was the conversation with? Was it with the town council, or?
So it was with the town finance director. Her name's Dee Morrison, and she explained to me that when the town went to the town council, their vote or recommendation was 15% reserve.
And so I think, maybe not last budget year, but the year before, I think this would be like a piece of information that is like a foundational piece for the construction of this budget. I'm not contesting it, but I think, at least by consensus, we wanted those in writing. And maybe it's part of the policy. Ian would maybe know better about that. But I think it's important to, like, do we have documentation for that 15% number? I don't track every vote that town council has.
No, it was just a conversation I had. I mean, this is an estimate. I can try to get documentation on that, but it is really, it's,
I mean, a simple email would suffice if they wanted to.
If they want to put it in an email.
Commit their position to writing and maybe even cite like when the vote was, so that if we wanted to know more, we could go in and look at the minutes of that meeting. That was the intent of the policy change.
I'm not even sure if it was a policy. I just think it was voted on. I'm not even
Right,
sure.
no, I'm saying on our side, the Board of Ed, like we wanted more documentation of communications of a sensitive nature like that. That's guiding us. We wanted to make sure that they're backing up their information that they're giving to us. So it's not just all verbal.
As brief background, this came up with the nurses. There's kind of different interpretations of what was going to happen, and kind of all unfolded during budget time.
I understand.
And that was not people. This one isn't. I just think it's prudent to kind of have those statements in writing with some, records. Not for right now, but just that's in this budget process.
I can follow up.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So, as me and Lori were reviewing FTEs, the next three adjustments were in the dollars, not the FTEs. So, line 66, the STEM teacher moved from grants. And then line 67, world language teacher moved into DODEA for next year. So those are the changes in those two lines. And the EMT instructor is not an FTE, it's like an hour or two a day, so it's not that had to be added because for some reason it didn't get into the 1124 function, and that's 15,000.
What are you saying?
Yeah, it's actually, I think why it didn't get in there was 1124, account 119 doesn't exist in the book, so for some reason it didn't get in there. So that brings us down to 6 point, or actually, your number is 6.4.
6.45.
And when I take out the tutor, it brings out, and the benefits associated with it, it brings it down to 6.39.
6.39. All right. You all set, Rita? Okay, Adrian, you want to talk about the food insecurity and...
Yeah, we can, I would like to get back, to go in order. Well, I guess we can do the food insecurity because it's a smaller item. So I had sent the board members an email, some other programs that were happening in Connecticut. It does not appear that we can buy food for students, at least out of our budget. But other districts support programs with maybe some staffing and use of the facilities. So basically the food can be available in the school, that's the use of the facility, and maybe there can be some staffing to coordinate. So that's, I think, something that we can do. I think there is some community support for this and a program that's been successful so far this year. My proposal, I'm just going to read, I forgot to bring this last night, so it'll read a little better, but my proposal will be to add $4,000 rather than $10,000. We could add $10,000, but that was based on just going through the teacher stipends, and there is no stipend for this type of a category. But it seems like that number is kind of appropriate for a stipend, for clubs or something like that. So I propose to add a $4,000 stipend to help administer a student meals program. The program would assist in supporting the highest need students with out-of-school meals. The intent would be to start a school-based collaborative program in partnership with charitable individuals and/or organizations as appropriate to support the nutritional needs of students who are food insecure. This proposal would be allocated to the funds would be allocated to function 2110, which is social work services, and it looks like account line 127 is other student stipend activities. At least that line is in other parts of the budget as a stipend. I would have to, we can kind of leave that part a little bit up to Rita to change if we needed to, but the amount I think would be appropriate, just as kind of a little bit of the seed money. And this is also so we don't have to ask more of our existing social workers that I'm sure are busy with other things.
Now, would this be for all 7 schools?
This is kind of a placeholder and a stipend for somebody to get started. And I think we'll just have to, I don't want to be the one that dictates how this grows. I think it's just an important program that we don't forget about.
I just want to ask Lori if it needs to be negotiated.
Lori?
Lori, did you hear the question from Rita?
It would need to be negotiated. I think you could
Alec.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Now we can. Now we can hear you.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yes, it would have to be negotiated. I think you can just allocate the funding and then we can negotiate it afterwards, as long as everybody understands it's just an allocation at this point.
Lori, one of the things we do have in place in all 7 schools is a community coordinator. I think they have 10 hours of work per week typically. But if we added on, let's say, a couple hours in, as work that could be related to this, I don't know if that could help support this work. I know the social workers are already doing this work at Fitch High School and Groton Middle, and I think they'd love to be able to do it, but we just haven't gotten, United Way is not adding on, so it hasn't been easy to find the food. But I don't know. That would just be something if we're really trying to get it moving. If you have people already in the building who do community coordinating and family facilitations, that might be a vehicle.
Would you would need to add extra hours?
You'd have to add extra hours
This
to it.
4,000 could be used to add that, pay for the extra hours.
It might not be enough for 2 hours for the
And
year.
those are paid out of grants, those community coordinators.
Mike?
Yes, thank you. I was wondering, at that $4,000 level, is this something that food services could come and help with, like their staff? We already have the existing staff. I'm wondering if anything interested actually doing this school side part of the coordinating.
That's interesting, Mike. That's an interesting way to do it.
And then are you saying, Mike, we wouldn't need the $4,000, or we still need the $4,000?
Well, honestly, it's only $4,000. I think personally, I'd like to get heads together. Seems like you guys got a good way, figure it out, and just have it. Like, let's not drop this, but have it start next school year. But it's $4,000. We could pay for that outside of the budget, right? So I'd rather kind of like figure out the right way. If we want to put $4,000 in the placeholder somewhere, that's fine. But I think it'd probably do it outside of the budget too.
Ian? Jen, did you have your hand up too? Okay, Ian and Jen.
Oh, yeah, I just want to say that I'm in support of the idea in principle. But as far as the particulars, like, I just want to be cautious with that. I hear what Mike's saying, but I'm not quite sure what he means by cover that from outside the budget. Is that, you mean like a grant fund?
Non-lapsing funds, for instance, that's going to be a problem.
Oh, non-lapsing
later,
fund.
But, yeah.
I think it's important enough to commit to something in the budget, operational budget, from it, because, food insecurity is not going anywhere.
True, it was described as seed funding, and so I think that's a great use of non-lapsing fund. Seed funding gives us a little more time to figure out the form. But that's fine. I'm not going to hold it up for more conversation. Thank you.
Jen?
So I'm supportive of food, right, and making sure that the students have food. Just sharing ideas, like I feel like we're rushing into this. But United Way in Hartford, the Hartford School District, Anne-Marie, if I'm wrong, let me know, but the Hartford School District, from when I sat on the board of the United Way, relied on partner agencies to provide the food banks. They were provided rooms. It was not run by the school district at all. It was run by partner agencies. A statement was made that we're not getting anything from United Way. I don't know if administration spoke to United Way directly or if we're relying on what was communicated to us via the other organization. So yes, we do need foods for students, but maybe this is a greater issue, and it should be a town issue, and it should be like they're already starting one, right? Like, near like the old library or whatever it was. And maybe they run it from the town perspective, and it happens to be located in the school, and we don't try to solve it because it's more of a community issue. And yes, the main impact are students, But who's not to say that their parents need it as well? So, I mean, it's a great idea, but we need to investigate it further than taking the charge and going up the hill and saying, yep, we're going to try to resolve this, because the town may have something, and then they may use our schools as a distribution point. It's just something to think about.
Mitch, you have a comment?
I was just going to say it, well said.
Anyone else? Jay or Dr. A? Sean? Any comments about this suggestion from Adrian?
Yes, I think that you're on target when you say that this is really a town issue. And it should be looked at jointly, involving the town heavily. I don't think this is our issue.
Jay?
Well, it does affect our students, and we have employees in the building that can facilitate this. I support doing this as a seed project to see if there's interest in maybe somebody in food service using this as a stipend for somebody in food service to help organize the distribution. And see where it goes from there. I mean, what is the town currently doing? I mean, someone has come to us and asked us for our assistance, and if we keep passing it on that somebody else is going to do it, who's that going to be?
Well, we've had Knowing Baptist Church come to Ernie, and through Ernie connect with the administration, and they really ran a program, I think, through the holidays. I was understanding they still were doing those backpacks, and then of course the middle school was connected with United Way a long time ago, and so they've had this program going. Other schools have reached out, and I've talked to people at I've talked to someone at United Way who said, a couple people who said that they're no longer expanding it to other schools. But
And Mitch?
I think if the board or a member of the board approached the town council about this idea and offered to work with people from the town, it would show a lot of good faith on the part of the Board of Education. And I think you'd probably get cooperation from the town council and a way to make this happen, because I do think that it's a great idea to pursue this. That's all I have.
Maybe the liaison meeting?
yeah, that's a
Maybe
great.
the liaison meeting?
Yeah, the liaison. Adrian, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, some of those other examples were through the school system and specifically through the school social work, because I think when it comes to finding the children, and I know from talking with people at the Knowing Baptist Church, is how can we locate those children? Because they're going to survive with or without the meals. They will benefit with the meals, so we need to be able to find the ones that really need the meals, and the schools can do the best. And this is taking off a program that has already started. It just hasn't officially started. So this is the school putting a little bit into like solidifying what's going on already. And from my understanding, like Knowing Baptist would actually like to do more meals and like all weekends, and they have been told that they can just do holidays or something like that. I mean, that's an aside, but I think that there's more interest in doing more through that one church, and I imagine that there's other churches and community organizations. If we were to start this at the school level and maybe start advertising it, that we're looking for support, from community members and other organizations. So I think that the schools are the best place to do this, and it really does affect education. Like what happens with students at home affects the quality of their education. morning. So, you know.
Do other schools like Oxford and Bloomfield, does the Board of Ed put money in their budget to support something like that? Do you know that?
They said that they support them with in-kind donation, so I think whether you budget for it or not, you're still providing services that you would otherwise be, giving to students, right? So if a social works 8 hours a day, if they're only working 7.5 for the school and working a half hour towards the program, that's an in-kind donation, and that's what other students do. So this kind of takes that same model. It just puts a little bit of money as we're going to try to fund it.
And that's exactly what Groton Middle is doing, and the social worker and counselors are helping to support that and taking turns going and getting the food and working together. So,
Dr. A, you have your hand up?
Yes, I wanted to clarify what I said. I wanted to emphasize that we should be working in tandem with the town. And when I said this is not our issue, it's the town's issue, that was unfortunate wording. What I mean is that this is the town and the school's issue, and we should be working together. And I like what Mitch said in terms of approaching the town, and also what Adrian said in terms of looking for other sources such as Noack Baptist. There must be other churches that would be really happy to get involved with this, and I think it would make a wonderful cooperative effort. But I don't see it as solely our issue. I see it as a community issue with the town and other sources.
Okay, Ian?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's a great idea to use this. I see it as basically like the school's the leading edge. We have the broadest contact across the broadest socioeconomic spectrum, and we see the kids most frequently day in, day out. So that and so any indicators of need will present themselves. However, I do believe I agree with the idea that doing outreach to other organizations. Noack Baptist is another one. St. Mark's and Mystic is another church that might be interested in jumping in on this opportunity. If we're going to reach out to the town council or anyone else, any organization, I think we should do it as a board and make it a board action, as a letter like that we all sign on to. With maybe an emissary or two, like the liaison committee could be that'd be a great project for them, because that also ties in the city. The liaisons could be the point of contacts, but I think, it would be great to have, it be a board action that we all collectively move on. So, having like a little bit of seed money to make sure that we have a coordinator on the ground that's, trying to connect up with students in need. And then, on our end, infrastructure-wise, we're branching out to try to cast a wider net to support it's like a spider web, pulling it all together. I'd be in favor of both and.
Sean, do you have anything you want to say on this topic?
I'm in support. I think it's well worth the money.
Okay. All right, so let's take Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Just to add on to what Ian and Adrian said, we have these outside agencies that are willing right now to collect the food, bring the food. The missing piece is the person in the building, right, who can receive it, distribute it, know where the needs are. And I think isn't that the missing link, Adrian, that you're trying to spur here, is to create a stipend so there's somebody in the building that can coordinate this, because these churches can't come in, bring it in, and distribute it. We just need to work together.
Okay. Take a consensus vote on this, and then see if we're going to add the $4,000 to the budget. Ian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jen?
I'm going to wait for the town no.
Adrian, I think you're a yes.
Yes.
Mitch?
I'm also going to wait for the town.
Yeah, no, I take it.
You put me down as a yes. All right.
Dr. A?
Wait for the town.
Jay?
Yes.
Mike?
No, I'd like a firmer plan first.
Sean?
Yes.
Okay. Done this anyway. And I would like it to be, put the money in this year, let's see how it goes. I would like to add that it would only be a 1 year, and then let's see how it goes, and then revisit it again next year. That's my idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. We'll be doing the budget again next year.
Yeah, and see, we get a little feedback.
You going to do this again?
And, no, but I'm saying for the program. I'm not
Yeah.
saying just for the budget, for the whole idea of the schools that take this over. And I'm saying, let's see how it works for a year. And then if it, it doesn't work out that well, then we're gonna nix it. If it needs to be, revamped, then we can revamp it.
Yeah, well, I think we need to,
But I'm for like a pilot program.
let's fully bake the idea and try it.
Yeah, I'm for that. Let's try it out and see how it is.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
Yeah.
We need to plan it out.
Yeah, so we have to plan it out, and,
I think we start with talking to Ernie,
okay.
All
how
right.
they did it before.
All right, so we
And the
have
principals.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And the
6,
principals.
So what are we doing?
6 for it and 3 against, so it moves forward. It's $4,000 added to the budget there, Rita.
Okay.
Okay.
How much does that increase our percent?
1 second.
Go ahead, Adrian.
So, should we go back to Clint's side, since that was kind of, that's line 46? So Clint, are you on?
I am indeed.
All right, and so yeah, this I imagine you've been brought up to speed on what happened last night, but we talked about the increases over time, and that it was difficult to decipher because of grant funding. It was difficult to decipher, what we bought this year compared to what we planned on buying this year, and then what we need to buy for next year. And so I get to the page, I can say exactly what. It specifically seems like it's line 730, 731, 735, and 736.
What are your budget? What are you on with the tracker, Adrian?
This is line 45. So this is the first line on the tracker.
Okay.
The first line of new discussion, I guess, after the 6 point.
Okay, take line 40.
Corresponds to 5113 in the budget book.
Wait,
It says unknown.
So it's on page 4, it's the bottom line. Well,
Triple check.
line 45.
No, line 45 on the tracker.
unknown.
Okay.
I put unknown because I didn't know what objects accounts on the IT budget. But it's 2540.
Yeah, so Clint, I mean, part of that was there was an added half a FTE for 26,000, and then part of it was because of, at least why I brought this up, because I didn't understand the increases in last year's budget. I believe when we formed the budget, I didn't know that we were going to get the excess impact aid.
So, certainly since I've been in this position, and I believe as we discussed at the last meeting I was in attendance to, this has been a process that the board has followed back to the early 2000s. We have consistently used these impact aid funds to cover technology costs, typically student devices. As you all are aware, really since COVID, we have committed and stayed with a one-to-one program across the district. That's all 13, that's K through 12. And that is a one-to-one at the high school where they take those home. That's 12 to 1,300 devices when you talk about backup and having those in the fleet. That's about 1,000 at the high school that go home every day and so forth. And those are one-to-one model in the K-5 grade classes where those are in carts. So we have a device for every student that we maintain, and we have been tracking to replace, if we're lucky, one recently, but at times we've been able to do 2 grade levels. So if you follow that, that's about a 6-year best case scenario cycle for that. So we have certainly been trying to keep up with that. Depending on the year, we've been able to do that. Other years we haven't, where we've only been able to cover 1 year, or excuse me, 1 grade level per se of doing that. So that is really where the majority of these dollars that have been, where we've used impact aid to do that come from. That's a considerable number of devices. That's even before all staff devices and so forth. So when you talk about the big picture and us trying to get on a regular cycle of updates, I've been advocating for, and will continue to advocate for, a continued upgrade cycle for those, and to shrink that number, because as Jen often reminds us, and that number is small now, but we do have 8-year-old Chromebooks in circulation. That number has shrunk to close to 0, but it is not 0. So that's where the majority of that has gone. As I look through and so forth, certainly my tenure, I've also purchased a bunch of Promethean boards. That project was started when I first came in, and I continued and completed that as well. So in most cases, we're talking about devices that students are using or impacting their educational programming every day. It's linked to my request for a 0.5 FTE, in that we have now gone on 2.5 years without any administrative support in the tech department. That person historically has been doing purchasing and inventory and license management, and it's always been our first line of defense. We have a ticketing system, much like most large organizations have, for tech support, repair, and so forth, but there are often times where a teacher or a student needs immediate help, and we've always historically used that help desk to get them resources and support and help as best we can. I do not want to lose instructional time because a teacher and student and other students are struggling with a technical issue. We have not had that for the last 2.5 years. We have tried to make do with other venues and so forth, but I am constantly trying to advocate for IT so that we can have that level of support that those teachers and those students need in the classroom to maximize that instructional time. So that's ultimately where this all started and ends from. I always go in with what is needed as I interview principals and teachers and so forth as I develop the budget and bring it to the superintendent. And never have we been able to meet all those needs. We live in a world of finite resources, but we then prioritize and try to do the best we can with that, and certainly impact aid has been a big part of that story.
Can you speak to the teacher laptops? I did explain it, but you probably would do even a better job.
As we did the other night, we are coming to the end of a 4-year lease cycle. I have dollars that I initially put into the budget to do 2 things. One, it was a fair market value lease, so we have the ability to purchase those laptops that are currently being used by all certified staff, as well as I put in a line to start a new 4-year lease for those laptops. The reason I did that, was mainly we're getting about a 55% discount on those laptops if you take the cost to buy them out divided by the total number of units, as opposed to purchasing brand new Chromebooks for students, because we are planning on refurbishing those and putting them in circulation as Chromebooks. If we compare what we're paying for them versus a new teacher laptop, we're getting an 80%-ish discount by purchasing those as opposed to buying new. So I was trying to be fiscally conservative and save some dollars while repurposing those devices that we have in hand and we can reuse. They were teacher class Windows devices, so they will make fantastic Chromebook devices even if they are 4 years old.
And we even discussed if it had to be, if we didn't get DODEA funds, but we are expecting them, that it could also suffice that we could use those for the teachers for one more year and then switch over to Chromebooks, if needed.
Correct. It would put some strain, again, on staffing in my department, because as we know, as devices get into a fourth and certainly a fifth year, there will be more repair needs, reliability issues, et cetera, but we will do our best to cover those should we not be able to both purchase and put those into the fleet as Chromebooks and to purchase or to allot leasing dollars for a new round of 4-year leases for staff.
Can I just ask, so this year, do you know how many Chromebooks we were planning to purchase with the budget that we passed for FY26, and how many we actually purchased in FY26?
We purchased a grade level of Chromebooks when, Rita, correct me on this as far as when the timing was, but I believe it was September when those, when the Impact Aid dollars came down.
Yes.
But there was budgeted dollars for Chromebooks, though.
Are you talking about the Impact Aid or operating budget?
Operating, well, that's the confusing part is the operating budget and the impact aid, when they go together, and some years we get the impact aid and some we don't, it makes it very...
So if you're asking about the total, Adrian, not impact aid, then yes, we were able to do 2 grade levels this year, this current year that we're operating in right now.
And where did those funds come from?
One was operating, one was impact.
Okay.
Question?
Anything else, Adrian?
So with this budget, how many years are you planning on buying?
It depends on the, as the budget exists right now, not considering impact aid, the only dollars that are in this budget would be the buyout of the teacher laptops, which again would only become Chromebooks, and there would be 2 grade levels worth of Chromebooks if we did that, if I had dollars to replace the teacher laptops. Again, in the current operating budget, I'm not talking about impact aid.
But we took out the 145,
But
right?
if we do get the impact aid, what are you going to use it for?
I would use it to replace student devices.
And how many?
If there was available a lot. It would depend. Ballpark figure is about $120,000 to $130,000 per grade level, depending on device. Please don't quote me on that because I do not know what current RAM and hard drive prices will do to that final number come September, October, when impact aid dollars typically shows up.
Yeah, but the impact aid is, somewhere around 500,000. Like it's been
It is,
itself.
and I'm not assuming I would necessarily have access to all of that for student Chromebooks.
So are we planning? So we're planning on getting the impact aid, but we don't have a plan for how to spend it. So we're largely supporting it in the budget.
What it says is that all these deductions, the 250, the 145, the 55, could be offset by DODEA. And then he could continue the plan. But if he doesn't, if we've reduced it in this budget and he doesn't get any of those allocations, we're going to really be living off a wing and a prayer and hoping that we can have, these older computers working for both staff and students. So if you have to keep up with it, because otherwise, if you get behind, then you're really behind. And I think with the influx of devices we got during COVID, we got all that RPS and we got all those extra computers. But, that time has come and gone, and those machines are old now. So, and there was that year that we had to pay for the nurses with that. So we lost ground with that. So I just want to make sure we're consistent so that we don't fall behind.
I'm going to switch over to Ian.
Yeah, I was just going to say, last year, Clint, you provided the board with a itemized spreadsheet of prioritized spending.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Informally known as our Christmas tree chart, yes.
Yes. Do you have anything similar for this year in this regard?
I don't have it currently because, again, what we've done this year have moved those as possible moves to DODEA and impact aid. I would be certainly happy to recreate that document in a prioritized fashion, should that be the directive I'm given by the superintendent.
Honestly, I think moving forward, it'd be great to have like a breakout sheet like that for items like this, where there's, a lot of like necessary spending, rotational spending, as far as like, keeping things up, where some things could be deferred and some things could not. It'd be great to have extra breakouts like that, not just for your department, for, any department, really.
I think it's on the tracker, though, with what you've given up, and then, what you would get back from DODEA. It's listed on the tracker.
Jen?
I don't know if he shared something the night he presented, but from my understanding, right, if we got the DODEA funding, Clint, just jump in and tell me I'm wrong or whatever. From my understanding, when you presented, right, like if we got the DODEA funding, we ideally, if everything works out, we would buy out the teacher laptops that we currently have, keep it in reserve, and then share it with the students or as needed. We will enter to a new lease, a 4-year lease, I believe you had said, or thereabouts, so that the teachers can get new computers. That's ideal. And then if we don't get funding, let's say worst case scenario, we buy out the laptops and the teachers utilize that, and then whatever scraps we have, then we'll worry about like replacing the student Chromebooks. So the best and the worst.
That's right, Jen.
That is correct. That's assuming that no impact aid dollars are also available that may become available in the fall of this current year.
So those laptops, buying them out is still in the budget and can be used for either the extension of the teacher or the turning them into Chromebooks. So
Yes.
we still have that piece of money.
We still
in this
have
budget.
that. So,
But it is imperative. You did mention the security piece, but we had a cyber attack a few years ago, and they got it right up and at them within a day, which is unheard of. But I've heard of other communities losing millions of dollars to rescue security systems. So I worry about that, and not having someone who's at the help desk and who's manning the fort, and they do a really important job, and he's only looking for part-time. So.
Well, the help desk person was at the $24,000 deduction.
The help desk is in the budget for $26,000. That's the clerical admin on the 114.
And again, we had a 1.0 FTE person in that position for quite a few years, and that was removed from the budget, I believe, 2.5 years ago. School year.
I just want to clarify, though, we're removing from your budget $397,000 total.
That's a lot of money.
That's on the tracker.
Yeah.
Clint, that's correct, right?
I
Because
believe so, yeah.
I'm trying to find out where is it.
It was like the 250 and then the 140.
I mean, we can go through the line numbers.
No, but where is, I thought you guys said that we still have the teacher buyout in the budget, but I don't think we do. If we're removing almost $400,000.
Where would the teacher buyout be, Clinton, your budget? Do you have a budget book with you?
I'm looking at our tracker sheet right now. It was the 131 change, Rita. I believe, I don't have the budget book open right now, I believe it was 730.
731. Oh,
Or
730.
730.
132, 159.
That sounds correct.
No, wait, sorry. So that was the 26 budget number. The 27 budget number, yeah, so there's the reduction. On line 730, functioning code 2540, page 113.
Yeah.
And again, that number, that buyout number, is the November number that, working with the lease operator, that I was able to get. But that number is as of November, and we would be buying these out as of June. So typically, you could count on that number decreasing. Again, as I mentioned the other
I got
night,
it.
I hope that's the case,
I
but I
understand.
cannot promise that is the case. Again, because of the current climate of the increased cost of technology parts in the AI world that we live in, as discussed the other night.
So to be clear, like it's been removed from operational, and now we're depending on Dodia for that buyout? And if Dodia doesn't come through, then we're not buying out.
We would be forced to give those back, and that would, I would be left with a decision on how I provide laptops to staff.
So the teacher buyout is contingent on the Dodia impact aid coming through?
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Lori?
Yeah.
Hold tight.
Can I just-
Wait one second. You'll say.
Good. I just wanted to kind of simplify it down to a simple, if this, then that.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, go ahead, Lori. Just want to make sure you.
No problem. I just wanted to ask a clarifying question. There's $130,000 in rental under IT in 441. I just want to make sure that that's not the teacher laptop buyout. Because that does remain in the budget.
That line, because it is a rental/lease line, should be the dollars that were allotted to begin a second lease, a year one of that. Again, those numbers are close, but we're talking about two distinct things. A cost to buy out the current ones, and if we do not do that, then we need to give them back, every single one of them. And then there's a second proposed number, which would be a year of the cost to lease for year one of a next 4-year lease.
I had written down 730 was your Promethean boards and Chromebooks, the 112.
There are additional items outside of the laptops, both student and teachers, in 731, 730, 731, 735, 736. Those lines include instructional and non-instructional equipment and new and repair equipment. And the request for Promethean boards is we have a handful of spaces in our buildings that have been converted to classrooms or small group rooms and so forth, so they are without. So those would cover those new spaces that were otherwise marked for non-instructional spaces, which are now instructional spaces. So it's not a wholesale changeover, it's covering some of those holes as new instructional equipment. But again, some of that has been pulled out and temporarily, suggested to be covered by impact aid funds.
Can you tell me again, what are you using the money on line 731, account 731 for, the 268,000?
Sorry, I'm sharing this, so I can't pull up my full budget line item. Could somebody?
This says,
The 268, correct me if I'm wrong, Rita, the 268 of that line is taking a 252,000 reduction.
Right, on the tracker, correct.
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I thought I lost plenty of money in that one, but
Yeah, there's only about 40,000 or something there.
yeah, I can go back, Bev, and tell you what I originally requested, but I think that's been really pulled down to close to.
Well, it's in the budget book the way you had requested it.
But the adjustment in the tracker is sort of to 441.
There's two adjustments, there's one,
Yeah.
right, there's one for 731,
Yep.
and the total of the two is 397,000.
Which line of the tracker is the 731 adjustment?
26?
Yes, 26.
Got it.
Do you have anything else? You had your hand up.
Yeah, I want to get some clarity on the Promethean board situation. Is that allocation still, did that survive the tracker adjustments or no?
I do not believe that those are currently in the operating budget.
Okay, so they did not survive the tracker.
Yeah, I had originally put 10 Promethean boards in the line 730. But I believe we removed those as part of the process to build the superintendent's budget, and again, earmark those as potential options for impact aid funds.
So the decrease of 132, 159 is what we had allocated for this year in the 26 budget. But it's zero for next year. Except for 730.
May I ask, Clint, how much is a Promethean board?
About it.
How much is a,
Promethean board with licensing and a 7-year warranty is $3,300.
okay,
And certainly we can discuss when it comes time to wholesale change over or upgrade those. I have ideas on how to bring that dollar well down. Like I said, when I came in, that project was underway, and I felt it was important to complete that for equity across, in training purposes, et cetera, across all our classrooms.
yeah, no, I'm not questioning it. I was just trying to figure out if it survived, or if you even have the option
Yeah.
to like buy three.
If I may, Ian did have, I believe Ian had a good suggestion, and I can certainly take, just to help put in one place what remains and it requested or on the list that I need, but has been moved off of the current budget in a prioritized order. I'm happy to do that. I think it worked effectively last year, and it could this year.
Thank you.
Mitch?
Can I get an explanation, please, as to what a Promethean board is for?
The one that you're looking at,
It's a smart board,
that smart board.
Yeah,
basically interactive whiteboard.
It's a large video display, Mitch, with an interactive touch panel, and, if you will, the computer built into it so that it can run applications, update, and so forth.
How long do they last?
That is an excellent question. We do not have them on a regular refresh cycle just because of the overall cost. But we have some in the district that are 5, 6 years old, and we have some that are 2 years old.
The
one I
use is 6 years and counting in my job, so,
I think there's some leftover in Mary Morrison, too. They might be real old,
yeah.
like when your kids were there.
Okay.
So you don't have any that are older than 5 years? Is that what you're saying?
There may be 1 or 2 around. Again, there have been pockets of, you need to replace or damaged or what have you. So I don't want to say there are none that are that old, but it would be a very small number.
Okay. Adrian, go ahead, Adrian, where you going with this?
Well, I mean, I'm still confused because I'm not sure exactly where, like, can you get, I mean, personally, I would rather you come to the board and say, this is what I need for next year. And what it seems like we've been given is, this is what I need, but if I get more money, I'm going to buy more stuff. And I know that it's always been that money went into technology, and I don't think that money has been wasted. So please don't take that. But I would prefer just to see IT needs this, X amount of money for this stuff, and the supplemental gets handled separately. That's not what we have here, so that's why I'm still confused on exactly what is an increase from last year.
There's always the opportunity for me to increase the refresh cycles of some of these devices. As I said before, we will keep them on the road, and we will do the best we can to provide working devices for students even when they're 8 years old. That's our job. We will get creative as best we can to make it work. So it's not a frivolous wish list. It's this is what should be done, but we live in a world of finite resources, so we're trying to make smart decisions and prioritize on what's best that we can do now within that. I start my budget every year with this is what is needed, but we try to make smart decisions on how to bring that number down so we're impacting the educational program as minimally as possible.
So Clint, can you live with the reductions that are on this tracker, like the 55,000 reduction?
So brass tacks, I need devices for staff next year, full stop. I would very much like to stick with the 4-year cycle, because I advocated for a 3-year lease, but that's obviously more expensive, so we went with this, the Board of Ed went with a 4-year lease last time around. At a minimum, I would like to buy out those the current laptops because we're getting a huge discount because we've already put money into them, and use those as 2 grade levels of Chromebooks and start a new 4-year lease for our staff. I think that's what they need to be effective in their classrooms and do their work in the classroom, at home, when they're grading papers and communicating with parents, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
And that was one of the complaints by some of the teachers, that their Chromebooks did not work all the time, and that was a problem.
That is the number one complaint that we get. I've been working with leadership in the GEA lately. I've had 2 meetings with their leadership team on what the plan is for the future and what the possibilities are. We've surveyed all of the certified staff, and the number one complaint is the battery does not last. I need to carry my charger with me everywhere, which is certainly possible. But again, these are professionals doing professional work, and I'd like to provide them with adequate professional devices.
So if we buy them out and we switch them to Chromebooks, are they still going to have a battery issue?
They will have some, but Chromebooks, remember, is not running a full Windows operating
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's not perfect. It's not a magic wand that I can wave and do that. But we are planning on refurbishing those, as I said, to put as many of those back into the fleet as possible.
And Clint, we really do appreciate that collaboration. I've heard from them also that you've spent a lot of time really trying to survey and find out what their needs are. And I think it's important that we support that.
Groton has been a good partner in trying to help figure this out.
So teachers, the long and the short of it, teachers cannot do their work without the technology.
Right.
There's rarely a topic in public schools these days that doesn't touch technology.
So, did I just say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to...
No. I said, can I say
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So you would want your budget to remain the same? No cuts?
Well, what I just laid out, again, we're living in an entire budget, so I do not want to be selfish, but brass tacks, we need to understand how we can take care of those teachers so they have modern devices, and if at the same time, at a premium, we can hang on to devices that I can help fill holes in that regular refresh cycle for students, I think it's the best way forward. To Adrian's point, if there are additional dollars and I can replace in a faster cycle some of the additional grade levels that we know are on that list, then I will do it. I don't want to get into an argument about what's nice to have or not. We are continuing to increase our refresh cycle rates, which I don't like, but we're doing the best we can with the money that's available.
Okay. Ian, and then you, Jen.
So just to try to wrap it up on this issue, the changes that, as proposed in the tracker, does that keep us on schedule with the baseline refresh cycle, the replacement cycle?
I am not confident that my reading of the tracker has both of those elements in it. And Rita, you're going to check me on that because I don't know for sure, but I do not believe both those elements are still in there.
I would say that if we get the DODEA funds, absolutely you'll have everything that you need, but the taxpayer won't be paying for it, and the United States government will. And so that's a way to reduce the budget, but also continue with your mission.
And that has been past practice.
It has been past practice.
That is the case,
Yep.
and we need to wait to start a new lease when those dollars are in hand. Then we will make do with that. That is not a problem. We'll figure that out.
Did you answer Ian's question? No?
I think so. What I'm hearing is that by going with the changes as proposed in the tracker, we're going to be on contingency, hoping the DODEA comes in so that we can stay on schedule for the replacement cycle. So we don't have it. It's not secured yet, and so it could be delayed. It could not happen. And so in that case, I imagine you'd come to the board and we'd have to take a critical look at some things, some way to reallocate the funds that exist within the budget to maybe try to stay on schedule if we don't get the DODEA fund.
I'm not hearing that like I did last year. We're really, the people who've been cranking our impact aid numbers feel really pretty confident in our numbers, and that it's really related to the number of students that we have. So, and I think the plan, the safety valve is just the teachers hanging on to the older computers over the summer and then being able to buy them. And I think there's still funds left over from this current year, right, Rita? In supplemental. So we do have a little bit of leverage, and we can get you that data of what we've already spent it on and what's left over and remaining.
That'd be good.
There's some carryover there, too. So I feel pretty confident in this.
All right, and then Jen, and then I have something.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, we could always use, like, the non-lapsing fund to sign that contract, right? And then everything will always be in arrears, so that we are not always in this situation that we're always having to wait. So we are basically, like, saying, if we could, use the non-lapsing, and then next year's cycle comes from the DODEA from this year, so this year we'll get hit twice. It's just like a way of like managing that so that we're not faced in this situation. But what I do want, and I'm sure Clint, you already have this, is to say that similar to like the HVAC, right? Like these are the grades we're going to replace. In my ideal world, I want to replace 2 grade levels worth based on our student expectations and needs. These are how many laptops we're going to need, and we just have that aside. So if anyone ever asks us for our technology, be like, we're following this cycle, and we just give it to them. And so it's just going to be like hopefully like a non-issue if we always keep it in that way. I'm trying to prevent this because teachers and being able to do their jobs and contingent on us like receiving funding, that's not the most ideal world, and I don't want Clint and his staff to worry about that, and let alone having, and I know that it's not 8 years, can I say 6 years? There are some like Chromebooks now that are out there for 6 years. We can come up with a rule that we are only going to accept and like Chromebooks based on technology now, we're going to replace it every 4 years, similar to the teachers. And if we go beyond that, then here are the consequences. So, and it's just somewhere like a living document that we just store so that we can share it.
You all set, Jen?
Yeah.
Clint, can I ask you again, is your budget with these deductions, is that enough money to help the teachers get the technology that they need to teach and the students?
At a minimum, forgive me, but I want to be very direct again to answer your question. At a minimum, we need a solution for teacher laptops, and that can, if the dollars are not allotted, we will need to continue into a 5th year of those laptops. And would be financially, in my opinion, irresponsible not to buy out those current laptops so that we can use them as student devices. Those are the 2 key pieces to this. Buy those out so they become student devices, 2 grade levels, and we have a solution for a new lease for our staff.
And when you were presenting last time, Clint, it like comes out to like, I think 125 or 128, somewhere there per laptop if we buy it out.
Correct. Which again is less than half the price of a Chromebook, and roughly 1/5 or 1/6 of a teacher laptop.
Exactly.
And better than a Chromebook.
So Clint, I want you to be very direct now, because I'm getting a little confused here. This $55 reduction, this is yes or no question. Are you for or against that reduction?
I am against any of the deductions, Bev. I'm not trying to be fresh.
No, I want an honest answer here.
No, but I am most concerned about taking care of the teachers and having 2 grade level refresh rate for students next year, full stop.
Okay.
To Jen's point, we finally have a system where we're getting into a 4-year refresh cycle for our certified staff. The next step was to get into a typical refresh cycle for our students. And if we do not support this, then we're going backwards, in my opinion, not moving forward.
But we can support it through DODEA funds, right?
We absolutely can, which has been past practice.
Okay.
Question.
Go ahead, Ian, I'm sorry.
All right, so to build on Jen's idea, do we have enough in the non-lapsing fund to cover so we can stay on schedule if the DODEA is delayed in coming through?
I'd be cautious, we do, but I'm cautious to say that we can use those funds that way because we need to look at this year's spending. and overages.
Especially with utilities.
Utilities and transportation, I'm really
Costs.
hesitant to say yes. The non-lapsing is about $660,000.
Okay.
The audit's almost wrapped up, so I'll have that true number to you
What
soon.
do we have left in the other DODIA that was, Clint has been using? Do we
I
know?
don't know off the top of my head.
Clint, you don't know what's left in the DODIA, do you, that's current?
I do not.
Maybe we could take this offline and figure it out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and let's continue moving with our budget. So Rita, you can do a full assessment working with Clint and then come back and share. We have a meeting on Monday, so.
No, that's going to be late for you though, isn't it? For the-
Is that, are you saying
Hold the vote.
hold the vote?
Correct.
Because she needs to get that.
She needs to get the.
That's what I wasn't
Yeah.
implying. I just didn't want you
No,
to,
we will figure
I
it
didn't
out.
want
I
us
think
to
we
get
gotta go with the original
sidetracked,
plan
right?
To use the DODIA, and it will work out.
Because we're just talking about the line, whether to put line 45 back in or out, correct? We're not talking about the other lines that we already
Yeah.
reduced.
No.
We just don't.
Okay. Clint, did you hear that?
Yes, I did hear that.
Okay.
Okay. Adrian.
I just wanted to share that although I definitely appreciate spending on technology, when we have a variable number like DODIA, I feel it would just be more effective for you to give us your budget and for us to allocate that, because we're, like today, we're making decisions on whether we want to buy Chromebooks or whether we want to fund a tutor or a teacher for a third grader, or a specialty. Now I'm blanking out on it.
We know.
I'm just going to use the word tutor.
Yeah.
Right?
Tutor.
And so it's not against you, but if you get $100,000 more than you thought you were going to get from impact aid, is it fair to not have the board weigh, should we spend that $100,000 on technology, or should we consider other parts of the budget that might be of higher need? So that's that's what leads into the confusion on this. It's I'm trying to weigh, do we want to fund tutors or social workers or something else, or do we want to have technology be on average a little bit newer and more reliable? And that's where I'm having a hard time getting with the information that we have right now. And maybe that list that Ian kind of requested that we went over last year, that kind of gives us a list of priorities and what we're actually cutting if we were to cut the budget. Or if we were, I shouldn't say cutting, if we were to reduce your budget in 2540, what would we be reducing? Because it's too complicated for me to tell what we're actually reducing if we reduce a dollar sign.
Is that a
Yeah,
question?
if I may.
Go ahead.
So, Adrian, I will love to make a deal with you on this. When I was a board member in the New Groton Board of Education, I have been saying since then, I will take less money every year if we can actually consistently plan on set dollars for technology. This feast or famine approach to technology is not wise for us, it's not wise for anyone. There's enough variables to deal with. So I would love to have a plan where we have a set schedule for staff, we have a set schedule for students, and again, even if that means a slightly lower number overall, if we can find a mechanism to plan so everybody understands what the purchasing plan is, and we do that consistently every year, I am 100% in.
Could you get us that plan by, do we want it for this cycle or for next year?
By 8:15.
I think we have to stick what we have this year.
Yeah.
But it would be good to get the plan
Yeah,
at least by June. And then we can start looking at next year's budget.
And did he just volunteer a reduction in salary?
Plan
Nah, he didn't.
moving forward.
He offered it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
So we stick what we have this year, but in June, when this whole budget, the RTM votes on our budget, we know, then we could start planning for next year. We can do what Adrian wants to do with the middle school sports, and we can, you can have your plan ready, and then we can start focusing on the budget for next year.
July 5th, I'm happy to come in and present the entire plan.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Write that down somewhere, July
July
5th.
5th.
I'm
Go for 90 day
gonna put it on my
facility.
phone.
He could do it.
I'm taking that
We're
week
on the
off.
4th of July?
That's the 4th of
That's a
July week.
Saturday. That's a Saturday.
That's the joke.
Let's get through the end of the school year and
Yeah,
the 4th. That was
Okay.
my,
Well, we're near the end of the school year, okay?
Yeah, no, Clint, we'll definitely, we all support technology, so between
I know you do, and I
maybe in finance and facilities, we can review, like,
No, the whole board wants to see
No,
it.
but
The whole board wants to
eventually
see
bring it.
COW.
okay,
Go
that's
ahead,
fine.
Mitch.
Bottom line, what does that do to line 45?
Back to where we were.
It's
We're
still,
going in a circle.
it's still there.
Still,
The reduction is still, the
Still there.
reduction stays.
So am I putting it in? Because it's not there.
We never voted on that
You
one.
never voted on it.
Okay, let's go around
Yeah,
and take a
yeah,
consensus.
you're right. We did not vote on it.
Oh, okay.
All right, Ian, you want the 55 reduction in or out?
The 55, 145?
145.
No, we're talking about line 45.
45.
Page 4.
On the
Line
tracker.
45.
Tracker.
Which is 300,
My line 45 says
300.
55 reduction, Board of Education.
It says 55,000.
No, it says 55,000. It's under unknown.
Do you have a
I
different
thought we were
message?
looking at line 43.
No, line 45.
No, we're looking at line 45.
No, unknown.
Right here.
Right
It's
there.
right underneath it.
Right underneath it.
But that doesn't say anything about moving to Dodia.
No.
Right, it's not.
That's
Zero.
It's a-
It's
zero.
Because it wasn't voted on, I put 0.
Yeah.
So I need to know if I'm putting it in or out.
Every time you say that, I'm looking, I'm like, it says 300.
Gotcha.
No, it does say 0.
Staff, right? Clerical staff.
It's whatever
That's a
Clint
0.5
wants to
staff.
take out. I didn't
That's
put
for
it
help
anywhere.
desk. What-
Because I didn't know where the
was talking
55
about
was gonna come from.
Somebody for the help desk?
That's the 55,000?
Yeah.
Only 26 of it is the
55
clerical.
with benefits, don't forget. That's with benefits, right? The 55?
No,
No,
55
was just a number.
To get it, to equate the reduction to approximately what we think the Dodia is going to be. So with the 250, plus the 252, plus the 145, plus another 55, gets the number about to where the Dodia, but it will also leave us at something like 14% over last year's
I
budget.
think that that's too risky.
So, so the 55 number was kind of just a number because I
Who
didn't.
put that number out there?
He did.
Yeah,
That's why I put the
threw it
50.
out there because
He threw out the number.
increases over the last 3 years seem excessive, and that's why. So I did something to try to total it up to what I think the Dodia reimbursement is going to be. The total.
55 could be too.
Well, that's what we're talking about, taking it out. But yes, that's exactly what I was saying. Like that amount of money could go to pay for 1.25 tutors.
So as it stands, that reduction is not in the tracker.
It's in the tracker, but the amount's not in the
It's
tracker.
noted, but it's not calculated.
Correct. It's not calculated.
We didn't
There would be an additional reduction
Consensus.
because you didn't have a vote.
That's a number
Gotcha.
that has
Yeah.
been a
Okay.
predicted number.
Yeah, that's why it has all dashes.
So
next to it.
if we decline the reduction, then that keeps the money in the IT department and keeps them baseline on track.
It keeps a little bit of money
Keeps-
still in the IT department.
A little bit.
Well, it's still
It might give them enough to,
an increase from last year.
is Clint, are you still there?
I am.
Would that give you enough to get the help desk person?
About the staff increase.
Do you want?
If it's entirely allotted to that, yes, I think that's more than enough for that particular ask.
Okay. You want to think about it, and I can come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not-
Jen, the 55,
Just leave it. We can, if we need to make an adjustment and hire someone, when the Dodia numbers come in, we'll need to make a decision then.
so yes for the reduction.
I thought you said leave the money.
Leave it.
Leave it in, no for the
Leave it,
reduction.
yeah.
No for the reduction.
Do not reduce.
Do
Do not
not,
reduce.
leave it as a 0. Do not reduce.
Do not, so that's a no for the reduction. Okay. Adrian,
I'm a yes for the deduction.
Mitch,
I gotta make sure I say this the right way.
No.
I want to take the 55K out of the budget.
all right.
But you want a negative 55 there.
So yours is, take it out, a reduction. So, now I'm getting,
So we're
yes
going to go
for
with
the
yes on
reduction.
Oh, no,
Do you want to reduce it or no?
I do want to reduce it.
So,
Okay, so
yes.
you're a yes. Jen's a yes.
No, Jen?
No, I'm a no. I'm a
Jen's
no.
Okay, Jen's a no. Mitch is a yes. Adrian is a no.
No, he's a yes.
Said yes.
He's a yes.
I'll take it out, okay. For some reason, Adrian, I thought you were for it. Okay, thank
that.
you.
No, I am
He is for it.
Okay, yeah,
I'm for the reduction.
Holy
We're gonna get it right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, let's reduce the 55,000.
All right, so you're a yes. Jay,
No, I'm against the reduction.
so you're a no. I guess I'm getting this right because I don't hear anybody saying anything. Sean?
I'm a yes, hoping Sylvia funds come in that can cover any option.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Mike?
Yes for the reduction.
And Andrea?
Yes, no, hang on.
No
If
for
you
the,
know what we're talking about, or what we're voting on, good luck to you.
She's abstaining. She's abstaining.
I know, it's getting confusing. I don't know.
No, it's because it's almost like a double negative.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for the number.
Reduce it or not reduce it.
Oh, did I fix
No, I'm
it
not,
wrong?
no, it doesn't matter. It's not an official motion, it's not
Yeah.
an official vote. So like, you know, like I'm not gonna put the Robert's Rules book over here.
All right.
I'm not worried about it.
I gotta read up on that when I have it for you.
But technically, you never, that's why you're not supposed to do a negative motion, is because it
Yeah,
creates that.
it creates
Okay, so I should have said, you want to keep it in the budget.
Yeah, who's in favor of reducing? Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's
That's
tough
what
because
was
the
the
reduction
essence.
is a negative.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know, so,
And,
All right,
and
so,
it's not in here already.
right.
It's
Yeah,
not.
all around the room.
Yeah.
so
There's no clean way to do it in this situation.
I'm so
Mike
confused.
says yes, take it out.
Okay.
Okay, so it's out of the,
So how many yeses?
I have myself, Mike, Sean, Mitch, Adrian, and Ian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm reducing.
Yeah.
You are.
Yes.
Okay, moving right along.
Wow,
This is like a marathon.
that was a hard one. That was a hard one.
Yeah, that doesn't,
It does change it.
Anything else, Adrian?
6.33, if anybody wants to know.
6.33.
I guess we could talk about other student activities. Because that's the next one on the list that we haven't,
Yep. That's
like that number is new, 1,500.
Yeah, so we put that in to do a stipend, 3 stipends.
So that was just a suggestion.
It's just a
to-
suggestion.
By the administration.
Well, based on what you had said.
So go ahead, Susan, explain that.
Yeah.
Well, you had said that last year, there were a lot of kids who wanted to play soccer, and they couldn't play because there weren't, this is really a stipend probably for enrichment for an intramural. So it could at least, maybe it could be like a pilot, and we can, see how that would run and see if we get more kids who would be able to play soccer after school.
And I think we should have data on how many kids, if we're adding sports, we should have data on how many kids
Right.
are wanting to play the sports, to add the sports, so we can figure out how many coaches you need and how many, So I think that would be driven before we add sports.
We've done that with wrestling. We tried to get a middle school wrestling program, so they did an intramural. But I think it went over as an intramural, but it didn't go over as an interscholastic, so they've done that before.
Now tell me again, why we need the 1,500? Why can't we just, if we need data, why can't the athletic director do that?
Well, because the kids have to, you have to be able to say, we're going to have this intramural sport and have kids sign up to see if that's something they want to do, but you have to have the money in the bank to
For
be
the
able to,
sport?
for the sport.
Oh, okay, so this is if we're gonna add a sport. Okay.
After
This is gonna be
soccer, let's say.
a stipend for the coach.
It's for an intramural.
It's not a stipend, it's for enrichment after school.
Okay. So
It's a stipend for after-school enrichment, which is, you know,
Is it
they
for a
play
person,
intramural.
or-
Yeah,
What is the money?
Yeah.
for a person.
it's for a person.
Okay. I said the coach, but it's for a
Yeah,
person. It's for a live body. Okay.
Lori's online, she can probably
It's like a
explain it.
club.
Emery.
It's
Like a club stipend.
person.
It's like a club stipend,
stipend.
3 of them.
Instead of a coach or club
Okay.
leader.
Semantics, that's
Three of them,
okay.
so that's
No.
$500
Emery has
$500
to
a piece.
say.
I almost hesitate to ask this. I see here that you have the stipend for the enrichment for the coach. But even when you do an after-school enrichment, there's more to it than just the stipend position for the coach, right? There's other things that are needed for this. It seems to me like just like one component of this, right? When we need more funding for other aspects of this program, and I'm not.
We'll have to ask Lori, because I
Yeah.
didn't put this number here, and I asked if there was, like, buses, but I don't believe there is, because this,
Probably would go with the late buses, but I'm saying.
Because they would go with the late
other-
buses.
There's got to be other costs associated with running an enrichment other than the coaching stipend, I would imagine. It just seems to me that this, as a placeholder, wouldn't be enough.
Lori, do you want to speak to that?
Lori, you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so this number was comprised of, when we discussed it at the meeting last night, we discussed a pilot program with maybe something along the field, an after-school activity that would be a good pilot to test how this goes. So we do have what we call after-school enrichment already established, so with a corresponding stipend, and that is $500 per session. So we talked about 3 sessions, so that's where the number was derived from, is to take the already established enrichment program and expand it by 3 more sessions at the middle school to allow them to pilot what was discussed at the meeting last night. And my understanding was we would pilot it and see what the response was and take the additional time we need to really develop a more comprehensive assessment of the sport needs at the middle school. And we could do that over the course of the upcoming year, but this would be a good way to pilot it. So that was my understanding.
Mitch? Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome.
It's not clear to me if that means the $1,500 is going to cover all the costs associated with adding this. Is it or isn't it?
So this cost is just the stipend to pay whoever's going to lead that student activity. And with enrichment, these are activities that take place at the school, after school. They are not, they don't travel, they don't go to competitions. It's not like scholastic sports.
And they have their soccer balls and nets already.
Yeah, so they
They're in
have a
the
lot
gym.
of these
Yeah.
supplies already at the
They
school.
don't have to go
and
buy.
if you wanted to add a very small amount for supplies, the board can certainly do that, but with what we're talking about, I think they already have those supplies readily available. But if you'd like to add a small amount, you can certainly do that.
Go ahead, Ian.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, like, all the equipment, pretty much is depending on the idea that the equipment already exists. It's basically the same equipment they use for gym class, would just be repurposed for after-school activities that would.
They do
Great.
that all the time.
Right.
They use, for the intramurals, they're using the equipment that they have.
Yeah, so there's
They
just.
don't have any extra money in the budget for enrichment.
But we don't need to add, we don't need,
No,
the supplies exist, it's just we need a couple of staff members
Yeah.
to
get the kids out on.
organize. Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to pilot it.
I think for
Sure idea.
the bang versus the buck, I think it's a great investment, for a real, a drop in the bucket
Yeah.
compared to what our budget.
I agree.
Jen?
So it's only 3 sessions?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, like,
Yeah, they're like 8 weeks, so.
oh, okay, so
It's
it's,
enough for the,
Yeah.
okay,
3
so it's
sessions
8
per year.
weeks, okay. I was just like, so you're gonna have like kids like enroll for just like
3 days?
meeting times? Yeah, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Mitch?
We're talking about a small amount of money here, and we're spending a lot of time on it. I just want to say one thing. The rationale that I understood for adding this was for kids who didn't make other programs. And I hate to say it, but in the real world, that happens a lot. People don't get what they want. And my son, when he was in Fitch, was cut from the baseball team. The guy who took over after Harvey. And that hurt, but it's a fact of life. So my concern about that is I have no issue with the $1,500. It could lead to other things, and we're trying to make up for every student who doesn't make a program. And I just want to be careful about that is my only concern.
Can I comment on that one? I don't think it was necessarily like, it was more to be like a feeder. So when Cutler and Westside came together, let's say there were 4, we'll just use soccer, let's say there were like 4 teams, 2 at each school, now there's only 1. So if you have a roster of 20 times 3, that's like 60 kids who no longer have an opportunity to play. I don't think it's necessarily like, they got cut from the team, and so now we're trying to make them feel better, everyone gets a participation. I don't think that was sort of like the intent. It was
Right,
just
give
to,
more kids the opportunity to
yeah, it's
participate.
just to try to create like a feeder program into our school sport.
Okay, I
So,
support that.
yeah.
Okay, let's take a vote.
Can I just-
Is it are you going to add anything different? Because we have to take a vote. I think it's going to go
All
your
right,
way.
let's just take
Adrian.
a vote. I was going to ask, I was just going to say we could make, it seems like you can't really do anything with $1,500. And does that cover boys and girls? So I was just going to suggest to change it to 3,000. We know that there's actually
See
enough.
what I tell you?
This is still,
Lori,
I didn't have $6,000 for my other
Lori,
things.
is that including boys and girls, or what, Lori?
Usually for that type of activity, they would participate together.
Okay, thank God. All right, let's go. They're participating together. I like that. Co-ed sport. Co-ed. All right, Ian, what do you say? Yes for it?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. Jen?
Yes.
Adrian?
Yes.
Mitch?
Yes.
Beverly? Yes. Jay?
Yes.
Mike?
No.
Sean?
Yes.
Dr. A?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. It stays in. Well, it wasn't in. Oh, it stays in.
It was in.
Yeah.
It was,
All right, what else do we have?
Sorry to be confusing.
Percentage check? Still 6.33?
Yes.
Yeah. that's-
It's still 6.33? Okay, I was down to.
What about they taking the 55 out?
That was with the 55 out.
Okay, do we have anything else? Let's go around. Ian, do you have anything?
What, to add to the tracker?
Add to the tracker, yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I was not here, I stepped out last night, so I wasn't here for the conversation on the military science teacher.
It's already in the budget.
It's already in the budget?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good to know. All right.
Can we just quickly go through line items 50 through 58, just so I make sure I understand what the decision was on each one of those. So,
If it's a zero, it was a consensus of no.
Yeah, so when we went around for the military science and STEM,
They said it was already there.
we said it was already there,
okay, so
so that was a no for that.
Which that's the ROTC program, to decode the language, right? That's
Yeah.
military sciences, ROTC.
okay.
And
Next one's the
One is the
secretaries.
the next one was the secretary.
That was a no.
They already have 4,
Five.
5, so that was a no there.
Okay.
And then
Safe.
the Groton Middle School sped teacher, the vote was, Ian wasn't here, so the vote was 6 noes and 2 yeses. So that failed to go in.
Okay.
And the safety officers were, everybody was a no. That was 8 noes for Groton Middle School.
Okay.
Want me to keep going?
If you don't mind, you're doing a good
Mystic
job.
River Magnet School, the building sub, everybody voted yes, so that was 8 yeses. And the Mystic River Magnet School for the ELA tutor, that was 5 yeses and 3 noes. I must have missed somebody, but it passed.
You said 5 yeses, 3 noes?
That's 9.
No, I said 5 yeses, 2 noes. I made a mistake.
Oh,
I had 5 and 2.
Yeah, that's what I had, 5 and 2. Okay?
he was here for that.
Was I back then? I might have been,
You might
You might have been
been
you
gone
went-
still.
Yeah, you went to get ashes there. Okay, and the next one is Thames River, the building sub. I have Thames River
That
building.
was all yes.
yes.
That was all yeses.
Oh, that was not
I
line,
think they wanted
They
2 and we
wanted
said
two,
1.
and we only gave them 1.
okay.
The only person that voted for 2 was Andrea. Everybody else voted for 1, except for Mitch. Mitch voted a no for that one, but it passed regardless.
So they got 1.
And let me go to the next page.
James River Math tutor.
Things of the math tutor, it was a yes for the tutor, a no for the interventionist, except for 2 people voted for the interventionist, but everybody voted yes for the tutor. Okay. Kathleen Kanaski, we gave them 1 tutor, and she used to make a choice whether she wants to use the tutor for math or SEL.
Okay.
Okay? Did I skip Charles Bonham?
Now, did you take out the 39?
Yeah,
Okay.
I removed line 59. That's a 0 now.
NEA, we voted yes for the social worker. Okay? And Charles Bonham, we voted yes for the social worker.
It's 'cause they
That's
have-
line 62? Oh, wait, no, hold on.
That's, NEA is line 61,
Yep.
yes for the social worker.
63.
And 63 said yes for the social worker.
Oh, so the math interventions for Charles Barnum did not go?
Now, we're gonna give him a tutor instead, so you could circle tutor.
So is that 40,000?
39,000.
It's the 39,150. 40,000 is for the social worker.
Oh,
But it's close to it for the tutor.
got it. So it's 39,150,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you have to look below.
that's staying in?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was the 40,000 above it, right?
Correct.
So the only adjustment so far on this page was the 39,150 for the
For CK.
SEL tutor?
CK,
Yeah.
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 Now, can I,
We say SEL, but she's to choose which one she wants.
Got it, a
Okay.
choice.
now can I ask this question? When I put that DODEA grant in with the 5 tutors and we get them for math, what do we do with all these tutors?
Let's
Well,
cross that
then-
bridge when we come
Yeah,
back.
that's
Yeah.
cross that bridge.
Yeah.
Don't muddy the waters.
I don't want to deal with hypotheticals.
Yeah.
We got enough of those.
That's it.
It
Then
could be a
we,
reality.
It could.
then we challenge our budget for the amount.
Yeah,
No, because nobody got it.
I think based
They
on
might
our
not get it
scores,
this year.
we could use
All right.
tutors.
All right.
Yeah.
So where's that bring us to?
Where is that?
They might
Still,
help.
still 633? Read it.
Yeah, I would already,
And what's the dollar number?
the total budget number is 97,825,941.
Say that number again, please.
97,825,941.
And the percentage?
6.33,
All right, let me read that number, 97 million.
not million.
I can't even say millions. Unless I hit
Wait
the
till we get to
lotto or
100.
something. And 825,941. Okay,
All right.
And that was 6.33?
6.33.
Can I ask a question on line 66, which I think it's been gone over, but I would just like a little bit more detail on that.
No more questions.
Which one?
No more questions. No, just joking.
It looks like it's a STEM teacher moved from grants into the budget. Can you explain what that is? So it's line 66. On
Yeah, it was not, it was in the FT, but not in the dollars. The dollars did not reflect
Right.
that STEM teacher moving from grants to board.
All right. What does the teacher do and what grades? What's the fact? And was it?
Was that in the
1107,
elementary theme code?
1107 is not elementary.
Oh.
1107 is science, I believe.
Lori, do you know what that is?
We're in the reason to, shouldn't have been.
Oh, it has the page number on it.
It's the tech ed teacher.
Tech ed, yeah,
That's
page
the
101.
Pathways grant.
Oh,
Tech ed.
okay. Thank you, Lori.
We need that teacher.
And I believe I have the notes in there, but I don't. 1107.
At the high school.
It's at the high school.
I heard you said,
So it
okay.
doesn't show an FTE change in the budget though.
Right, there's no FTE change. The FTE was in there, but the dollars were never in there.
But I thought the FTEs were, the budgeted FTEs and did not include grant-funded FTEs. That's why next year we'll have all this worked out because the grant funding FTEs will be right next to it.
Right,
But,
this one is not, he's in the board. He's not in the
But
grant.
it shows that it was in the boards last year too then.
It might have, yeah. I don't know, I didn't do last year's budget. Do you have background?
Mike,
With
you have
that-
something to say?
Lord,
Yeah, are we talking about the STEM teacher that moved from a grant into the budget?
Yeah.
Correct, yes.
I don't know if I know something, but I really thought that was at the elementary level, 1101.
That's what it says, 1101.
But we're talking about high school. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, no, it's 1107. I shouldn't have put, you're right, Mike, I shouldn't have put STEM. I should have put tech ed. That's my error.
So it should say tech
It
ed.
should have said tech ed.
Okay.
So are we talking about a position at the high school or elementary?
High school.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It should not have said STEM.
Okay.
I was doing this very fast this afternoon.
High school teacher.
Okay.
That's okay. That's all right.
So we should
Got it done.
into high school.
Yeah.
Worked on
It should say tech ed. Yeah, high school, or high school, whatever you want.
Tech ed at the high school.
Because 1107 is,
Yep, yeah, that's the function code, 1107. Okay, anything else?
How long has that position been, we know?
had it been in the DODIA, it was 5 years.
Okay.
So,
So,
yeah.
if we want to, if the goal is still 5.5, what is the number to get there?
About 750,000. Gets you down to 515,1.
There's no 750 left in this budget to take.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, we may need to look
Yeah,
at it.
760 to be honest.
What we've added.
We do 760, it's exactly 550, I mean 5.5.
I'm sorry, say that again?
If you do 760,000, it's 5.5.
Okay.
Not that I want this to happen, Rita, but if we get our 6.6, right, and you minus 600 from whatever that number was, so like the 6071, that's on page 3.
What's that?
Oh, sorry, I'm not doing the 793. It's the original.
are you on, Jen?
On page 3.
Yeah,
It's
what
the
function
total.
code?
It's no function code, it's the total.
Oh, yeah.
The
So
6.6?
we start with the 6.6.
Yep, the 6.6, right? So that original increase is 6.071 with a decrease of 1.037. If you subtract 600,000 from that, the decrease would be 1.6. Can you tell me what percentage that would get us to? So it's basically, I'm eliminating all of our investments.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to,
She's subtracting.
I just want to see, because in case we have to.
It'd be 5.95.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
But you're just, all you're doing there is you're taking what we left off at with 6.6,
Right.
and you're doing the health savings reserve.
Correct.
But all those other pluses and minuses, because we have some minuses too.
I know.
Right.
Will be to a second.
They'll be tossed out. If you want me to go stringent and just take all the negatives, we could do that too, but I just wanted to, as an easy gauge. It's just a thought, yeah.
All right, do we have anything else? Mitch?
If I threw a number out there, could you tell me what percent that would get us at?
If you threw a number out there for what?
For the total budget? Percent that would get us at?
I can
I
try.
can do the math.
I'm not the mathematician, I'm the accountant, but I can try.
97, 424, 895.
97, 4, 24,
895, which is a reduction of
400,000.
41046.
Nice, you just give me that.
Okay, sorry.
Because that would bring to 5.89.
Okay.
I did, where was we have 400,000? What was the percent? You gave it to us? What was the
He said another reduction of 401,046 brings you down to 5.89.
Okay. And where will we get that reduction in?
In the tracker, taking out items,
Did you all get what Mitch is proposing? Okay.
taking out items 55,
855,
56, 50,
55.
57, 58. You see where I'm going with this?
So everything is added.
40, that's exactly right. 62,
Wait, I'm sorry, you're taking out, you're proposing the idea of taking out 55, 56, 758, 59.
yep. And that's not all. 61, 62, 63, 64,
Wait, 64?
That's group
That's
insurance.
group insurance.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that one. Okay.
Did you mean to say the social workers?
I didn't, the social worker I left in.
Okay.
Oh, you left the social work rate?
Yeah, so we left 61 and 63 in.
Okay. You left it.
61 and 63 remain?
No, 60, 61 and 63 should come out.
Are you taking out the social work?
Yep,
That's the proposition.
that's what I'm thinking, and that gets us
I
closer.
think the contingency.
And I'm only coming up for 296. What am I missing? So you
Say it again, Mitch.
sorry. Just wondering if I could do it on here.
I didn't write them
Okay,
down.
so 54 is 30,000. 55 is 39,000 at 150. 56 is 30,000. 57 is 39,150.
Yeah.
59 is 39,150. 61 is 40,000. 62 is 39,150. 63 is 40,000. That's it.
What does that add up to?
It's like around 270.
It's like 270.
I think he might have double counted both tutors for CK in the calculation when he read it back. I think it was.
I would have added, if you're going to reduce all of those, you would also take off line 64, which is the benefits to them,
Which is,
74, which is another 74,000.
Oh,
if you go back to the 6.6 though, she had double counted it. The CK, right?
I took off the second CK.
Okay.
she took it out.
He might have counted it because it was on his. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's what she's talking about. But I come up to 370, 750 if I take
What is that number then?
So that would bring us down to 5.92.
So that's the 300.
We're under 6.
And the 6, so that's like $1 million roughly. So
That's with all the ads that we just had.
Yeah, I know.
Removing the ads, yes.
It's removing the stuff from the wish list.
yeah.
Mike? Mike?
Yes.
Go ahead.
At a separate point, I don't want to, if we're still talking about this one, I don't want to short circuit that conversation.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you making a motion?
Are we at that stage? Yeah.
Phenomenal. Okay. So the motion would be to approve the FY '27 budget in the amount of, what was the number, Vita?
97 horse, oh, that's not going to be the number, right?
You gotta take the 97.5, 941 minus.
I believe the number's going to be 97,455,191 if we reduce the ads.
Okay. 97.
1,455,191, and that's an increase of 5.92.
Okay. That's Mitch's motion. Do I have a second?
I got nothing to say about anything.
Do I have a second for Mitch's motion? All right, so, sorry, Mitch. Nobody seconded it.
Okay.
Okay. Mike?
Thank you. I guess we just switched into like formal vote stage.
Yeah, we're there now.
For consensus before. So a couple things. First one, thank you for clarifying when you're talking about the shift of a teacher from grant to our budget here at the high school. I was thinking of that different line in 1101. It's a STEM magnet teacher. I think you said Mystic River / Thames River. There's also, like, we've got that in what was provided to us. That was also shifted from grant to the budget. I was wondering what that position exactly is. I know we discussed that, just can't remember it specifically.
So that position is the theme coach. We have theme coaches in each of the buildings that do, the work with the partners like Project O and NESS and all of the groups, and they do lessons for, model lessons for teachers, and it's related to the science curriculum. Then Moon oversees all of these people. There's actually just 2, and they share all of the schools. The only one that doesn't have a STEM coach is NEA, because they have an extra music teacher that was put in there when they became a magnet school.
Thank you. So thanks for clarifying that. my second point really is part of the operational review. One of the recommendations is was to include other grants in the budget process. And actually, in a way, we always have, and you can see it, I just pointed out, that by talking about DODIA and whether we use tech funds there, if it comes through, that is including it in our process here. As much as we can, because the funding schedule of it is way different from our decision schedule on the budget here. So I'd say, like, in that recommendation, we're part of the way there, and we kind of always have been. And then what I'd like to say is, particularly for the DODIA, when it comes in, let's have the board be submitted a spending plan and for that, and that we can review. Because I think that helps with some of the other more recommendations, more formalized the process of board involvement in the grants. So we're doing well. We can complete that recommendation, I think, when the money comes through in terms of DODIA. The other thing...
I think that was Adrian's concern, too, about the DODIA.
Yeah, and I think we can do it. I think we're just got to follow through on July 5th, Saturday, or probably at a barbecue, right?
Well, we might get to do it even sooner if we get to apply for this one in April.
Yeah.
I'll be there, Mike.
But then my other thought is, I'm not alone, of course, in feeling that this part of it, like after reviewing the superintendent's budget and asking questions, which is very, very helpful, this part here is very time compressed. Kind of like, I feel like, back and forth upheaval. And I think that will be better next year, just because, people have been around, and not everything will be happening, but structurally, there are still, like, the audit's going to be completed and things like that. I was thinking, we should rename the wish list, but, like, kind of the board, I'll call it wish list right now, but board / administrative wish list that adds capacity to what we currently are doing. That part of it, I think, could start in December. Because it's not burdened by obligations, it's not like by projections. We're really almost always talking about FTEs.
Yep.
And where we want to add it. And I think that kind of budget discussion stage could bookend the superintendent's budget.
I like that.
Exactly, that's what Rita suggested to me.
Even October, November,
Yeah.
it's never too
Yeah,
early.
she already made that suggestion, Mike.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Oh, then I second. And I'm sorry I didn't hear it.
The right minds think alike.
But she didn't make it publicly, she made it to me, actually, that we should start with the wish list, and not really call it a wish list, but start with that in December, November. Right, so you're thinking along the same lines as Rita. But I don't mean to cut you off.
You did. So, and then my last one to now probably go against that is we have the tracker with the contingency, I think is $235,000. I understand what it's for. Would we have enough, are we likely to have enough to cover all or part of that by our non-lasting funds?
Too early to
And
say.
not include it in this budget, or not include all of it in this budget?
Rita?
It's really hard to say because I think I said earlier, we have to look at this year's spending, which you'll have an updated financial on Monday, because we are projecting to be over in utilities and transportation by a lot.
Yeah.
So
I did hear that, thank you. Is it, I feel like we've got 600K-ish in the non-lasting fund. If the, are we 600K-ish projected over?
Transportation, I believe, is close to 500,000 over.
Yes. I thought we had enough for that last year. Yeah.
How many days do the kids walk to school?
Contingency stays where it is.
I'm not sure if we can lower the contingency, but if that's what was voted on.
Yep. Thank you. It's just trying to find another way to kind of fund that need.
I think it needs to be looked at by everybody, you know, the carryover, non-lapsing, and then how we are this year.
Well, I believe that's part of our policy, too.
Yeah, because we do have the food service debt that we're gonna have to pay probably out of that. That's rising as we speak, and it's not in this budget.
Except we're selling sweatshirts. Ernie's got sweatshirts out there.
But last year's we still have to pay for it. Last year's is what it is. But I think this year's is already at 40-something thousand, so that's like 60 grand right there.
Go ahead, Dr. A?
Well, as I understand this, what we're doing is cutting all of the wish list, as it were.
No, we didn't. That was Mitch's proposal, but we didn't get a second.
No, I understand that, but that's Mitch's proposal. But as I understood also, we already cut out all those things that were superfluous, and we left in only the things that the principal said were necessary. And so what I'm hearing now is that there may be other places that we could fund those things with. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, not really.
No.
We wish.
Okay.
That would be nice.
Should Manna come and we really get that DODIA? But that's going to be too late to know because that grant isn't decided till August. So.
And we might not get to that.
We might not get
Then I know
that.
what my vote. Then I know what my vote will be. Thank you.
Okay. And as Jay reminded us yesterday, that these tutors used to be in the budget, and then they came out of the budget, so they're not really an addition, we're just putting them back in our budget.
Slow restoration.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Jay?
Yes, and just for the record, Dr. Whitney alluded to the transportation. I fought over the electricity account, which there was a move to try to reduce that, and we kept that. And my understanding is that still wasn't enough. So the shifting sands. In any event, at this point, I'd like to make a motion to approve the FY27 budget in the amount of $97,825,941, which is a 6.33% increase over the FY26 budget.
Okay. Jay has made a motion to move the number for the FY27 budget to $97,825,941, which is a 6.33% increase. Do I have a second? I'll second it. I'll second it with discussion. I think I can. So Jay and Brad. Okay. Discussion?
I think we either need an amendment or an incidental motion to clarify that motion in order to bind the vote to this tracker, in addition to the proposed budget. So that it's
I don't understand what you're saying.
the same way we did last year, where we voted on a piece of paper that had articulated spending targets, where the money was going to go, make that part of the record.
Oh, you want to make this tracker part of the record?
Right, and ideally, I mean, we did it incredibly informally, but I still think there's value in having a line item vote on the tracker. Like, now, we're past that point now.
We have gone that line.
Right, but it was not an official vote, those are consensus. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but,
So what do you
procedurally, like, we're kind of cattywampus here, in my opinion.
Marina's got it all set, and she can get you the spreadsheet.
I'm not comfortable voting on a document that's not clean. We've made a lot of adjustments. I'd like to see a clean document so we know exactly what it is we're voting on. So I'm not in favor of voting tonight.
Well, I trust that she'll make sure she's captured it.
I think pull it.
able to print it?
You want me to print it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Print it. Because I like to move on so you can get your work
She
done.
has
So
to
this
get her work
budget
done.
goes to the town council, to the town manager. by
I can print
Friday.
it right now.
So, but that makes him happy.
No, I can print it. I'll go use my pen. How many am I printing? I don't have it online, people are gonna see it, but.
I just wanted to find out, I thought there was a question about the number of students per teacher, and I don't remember getting an answer to that.
I think it's on the tracker sheet.
The class size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that the average for all the core instruction, K through 12, is between 18 and 22.
Fix this.
But you know what I think, though? I think we're on target here,
Yeah.
because we're supposed to be talking about the motion.
Well, I also had a question earlier that I didn't get a chance to ask about the property insurance and liability insurance, the $812,000 number here.
We talked about that at a meeting, you probably weren't there, but right now, the discussion should be on, the motion's on the floor, so that's what this discussion should be on. Adrian?
So I'm going to make a motion to amend Jay's motion. And my amendment would be, the motion is to approve the FY27 budget in the amount of $27 million and stuff, yeah. At the end of that, I would like to amend it to say, as reflected in the superintendent's budget and the tracker dated February 19th, and in meeting adjustments that were undertaken in the February 19th meeting. Because I think that the town council, the RTM votes on a number, but I think that the board votes on a budget. So that the reason, well, I guess I should wait for a second before
I'll second that.
Okay. Is that going to second it for you?
I just wanted to go back to say, my reasoning is because I think that we should own this document as the board of Ed.
Absolutely.
And own all of these changes. And yes, Rita, if you can print it, and then we'd have a hard document to vote on.
Yeah, I think
that would be a solution for all.
That would ease anxiety.
So that's my reasoning. And then it can finish with, which is a blank percent, which is a percent increase over the FY26 budget.
6.33.
Yeah.
And can I take your words?
So we get them. Viva's going to get that to us anyway, so, but now it's written down, so the believers will believe it.
And since you're speaking it up, she might as well photocopy it so you can see his.
Well, let's see if we vote on it. Let's see if the amendment's approved.
Let's take like a 5-minute recess.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess while Rita prints. At 8:33 p.m. I don't know what time we went into this.
8:25.
8:25, okay. Rita was nice enough to print out the tracker. Adrian would like to add something to his amendment.
Yeah, so just,
You're going to read the whole amendment again?
yeah, I'll read the whole amendment. This is just a technical change, but that way, because there's two trackers now, but this one has a date stamp on it. So I'll read the amendment as it was and just add the date in. So it would be after the 97 million number, it would say, as reflected in the superintendent's budget and the tracker dated February 19th at 8:19 p.m., and in meeting adjustments that were undertaken in the February 19th meeting.
Are you okay with that correction, Ian?
Yeah, you get the 219 at 8:19 p.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that.
We don't have the full number, right?
Sean, you have a question?
Well, I just,
I was about to ask for the tracker, but it just came through email. Thank you, Rita.
I'm going to read the motion, the amendment, the motion with the amendment. It says to approve the FY27 budget in the amount of $97,825,941, which is a 6.33%, as reflected in the superintendent's budget and the tracker dated February 19th at 8:19 p.m. and in meeting adjustments that were undertaken in the February 19th meeting. All right? That's the amendment to Jay's motion. All right? So let's do this. All those in favor, now this is a vote. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
And online, can you raise your hand? Everybody here? Jay?
Did you write that, or did AI write
Andrea,
that?
I just wrote it
and Mike. Okay. Thank you very much. That's 9 in favor, no opposed, no abstentions. So all those in favor of the motion as amended.
We have discussion first.
Discussion.
My discussion is in regards to what I hope this is the last time it's called the wish list. And I would like to rename it the Board of Ed Foundational Support Commitment. And foundational because...
You're not talking about the motion. So
I am. It's related directly to the dollars that we're voting on. Right?
It's
just an explanation of...
You can talk about that when we vote on the budget. And then we can talk about what you want to rename the wish list.
all right.
Okay?
I have one discussion, though.
Go ahead.
About the numbers.
Okay.
This number does, in my opinion, unfortunately include the property insurance of $812,000 and also some other hard infrastructure costs that have historically, over the past many years, been shifted into the board budget from the town council side. And I, for one, if anyone isn't concerned about the MBR and the overall percent increase, then we should be talking as a town, the Board of Education and the town together, about ways we can shift hard infrastructure costs away from the Board of Education budget, back into the town budget where they have been historically. And that is a way to keep costs under control and allow the Board of Education budget to maximize its impact for students and staff, which should be the main priority.
Any other discussion about the motion? Okay. go around. Ian.
Reluctantly in favor.
Okay. Jen.
I support it.
Excuse me?
I support it.
Okay. Mitch.
Reluctantly in favor.
Adrian.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Mike. Are you?
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Andrea.
Yes.
Sean.
Yes.
All right, so,
And one other note, Ian, well said.
Thank you.
so we have a budget of $97,825,941. It's a 6.33% increase, and the amendment, I'm not going to read all that again, as reflected in the superintendent's budget, and the tracker date COVID-19, 8/19, so forth and so on. Okay? You could say something at Adrian first. Go ahead, Adrian.
All right, so now I'm going to try to say this at the appropriate time. But I'm not going to mention that word again, because it is not that type of a list. So in our system, it appears that our most dense classrooms, meaning the highest students per room, are in the elementary schools. And we know that there is a strong need. The board has acknowledged that over the past, years since I've been on it. So I think that this is and Andrea, maybe you can say what you said about the list, that it really was a list of needs, and it really is needed to help improve student outcomes. And we know that we are building the foundation in the elementary schools, and that's where the board additions have been. Most of them. I guess there was a couple of small ones other than that, but yeah. So I would like to just refer to that document or the increases that we made, in staffing as the Board of Ed foundational support commitment. So that's all I was going to say. Thank you.
Jane?
I want to say thank you to Rita and her staff, administration. I feel like the process was a little smoother this year compared to the past 2 years. I also want to say the superintendent's original proposed budget was at 7.7. Working with administration and this board, we reduced it to 6.33. So that's like a 1.37 or whatever, 1.4 reduction percentage-wise, roughly 1.3 million. But I feel like even though it was a reduction, the budget is stronger because we made foundational investments in tutors. We made foundational investments in applications that we can use for mathematics, transitioning or carrying forward from elementary to our middle school. So some of the smaller stuff were removed, but it was in exchange for things that is going to set up our students for success. So I'm not patting us in the shoulder, but I just want to say this process was a little bit better than the past 2 years that I've been on the board, and I think it's a solid foot forward. We were trying to gain transparency here, and I feel like it's been more transparent than it has been in the past. We can still make improvements because there's always room for improvement, but overall better than the past 2 years from what I can see. So thank you, everyone.
I just ditto what, I'm not going to be, I'm just going to ditto what Jen said. Thank you. And thank you for everybody else, Lori, Denise, Sam.
Team effort.
The whole team. Anne Marie, everybody that spent overtime trying to get this budget together, and the board members that came to every meeting and they listened. I thank you all, Midge, Adrian, Ian, I'm sorry I'm going to skip you, Jen, Jay, Mike, Andrea, thank you for your participation, coming to every meeting. I really appreciate that. I don't want it to be me, Susan, and Adrian sitting up here by ourselves. So thank you. Ian?
I'll echo a lot of what Jen said. We're definitely very appreciative with the new finance director in place. I think we've, as far as like the documentation goes, like it's been definitely like a quantum leap forward. Where my frustrations lie, and it has been with the timeline and the overall planning processes, but it sounds like there's been some discussions about ways to revamp that. I have a number of referrals I'll be sending out to the policy and the finance committees through the chair to try to, again, my ideal goal is to see this Board of Education adopt a process that's similar to the Town Council and the RTM with the forward-thinking, forward-planning, and the due diligence, the time for us to do our due diligence. Again, as Dr. Whitney said earlier, it feels like this part of the process is incredibly compressed. What we've done in the last couple weeks or the last 2 days, should really be a longer process as far as like really teasing the numbers out, and looking at ways to move numbers. And I believe we need to have it happen in a way that's a committee of the whole, that is recessed from one meeting to another, and so that there can be a formality to it, a line item vote to it, so there's a lot more structure and foundation to it. So I look forward to working with this board coming on to year 4, and maybe the 4th time will be the charm. So, thank you.
All right, Rita, you want to say anything?
I just want to thank you guys for voting tonight, because I have a deadline next week and it's going to be tight. So, we have a meeting on Monday. There's just a lot to get done after this number. So I'm thankful that you voted and that I can start preparing the final book.
And it hasn't been easy for you. I mean, you came to the board, operation review. So, I'm thankful for everything you did. I'm not going to criticize anything. I'm just thankful. Things will be better next year.
Things will be better. We won't.
It'll be the second year going. So
The audit will not be going on this time.
Thank you very much.
We will have the audit done earlier next year, so yeah, I'm hopeful for the next year.
Mitch.
There's one person who didn't get thanked, and I think that was you. It was you kind of led this whole team, and
I tried. Not easy.
I can see that.
A lot of sleep.
But,
A lot of activations.
and also for your patience dealing with me, who was brand new to all of this. So
I want to thank Sam for coming down on Monday. I locked myself out of the office.
Oh, no, what happened?
I locked myself out of my office. I was stuck in the hallway. Sam came in and helped me out because I had to finish some of this. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mitch, for saying that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Rob.
Thank you. That makes sense.
It's a lot of work.
Okay, Jay?
I'll keep it brief. I just want to thank everybody in the room and online for all the hard work and everything that we do to support our students. And thank you to all the teachers and other professionals out there that serve our students every day. Thank you.
Yeah. It's all about the students. What's best for the students, and that's hopefully what we did tonight, what's best for the students. Okay, Dr. A, it's your turn.
Motion to adjourn.
It is 8:47, and we are, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Damn, baby.
That's right.
Andrea and Mitch. Okay, all those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, we're adjourned. Thank you all. Have a good